there, boys and girls. My name is SidAlpha, and we're coming together again today for another recent update in the news surrounding Star Citizen and all of its goings-on. Today, we're actually going to be taking a look at something that's actually a couple of days old now, but it really caught my eye for just how batshit crazy this all is. Basically, to recap the entire thing for you guys, there is a internet user out there who goes by the handle iLovecreamsoda who wrote a detailed threat assessment of Derek Smart and his personality in regards to his threats and allegations and accusations he's made regarding Cloud Imperium Games and Star Citizen. Derek Smart caught on to this obviously very quickly and has been threatening legal action. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch over to my main screen here so we can follow along real quick, and I'm going to run through all of this for you guys. It's going to take a little bit, so sit back, maybe grab some popcorn and watch the ridiculousness ensue, because this is just, holy crap, this shit is just so batshit crazy. I couldn't even believe it for a moment. So hang on for just a second. Okay, boys and girls, here we are at Derek Smart's Twitlonger post, which was put out 4 days ago on the 23rd of October. And this one is titled, "The Case of iLovecreamsoda and Doxing." And we're just going to skip over some of this stuff here. Yeah, a Reddit user by the name of iLovecreamsoda wrote a highly defamatory article a couple of days ago. He called it a threat assessment of Derek Smart. Before we go too much further into this, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what a threat assessment is, I had a kind of a passing idea of what it was, so I went and looked up a legal definition of what a threat assessment is. The specific and critical assessments require an innovative approach. The threat assessment model, developed and refined by the U.S. Secret Service, provides a useful framework for thinking about assessment of potential for targeted violence. So basically, this is a process that was developed by the Secret Service to basically assign, to be able to assess just how much of a risk of violence someone may pose. So, continuing on, he claims that I was some sort of threat, had mental health issues, and that he was a professional in threat assessment and such things. Thus, he had the authority to write such things. He later went on to a legal subreddit where he got royally chastised for what he'd done. In there, they explained to him precisely how badly he'd screwed up, and we'll take a look at that in a second, guys. The minute I saw his article, I never even responded. I simply sent it off to legal. Basically, we're going to skip through some of this. Basically, Derek Smart has, of course, threatened to pursue legal action as soon as they can discover the identity of iLovecreamsoda. He goes on to defend himself there for a bit, which basically is not... if you guys want to go read it, then please feel free, but it's not really pertinent to this video that I'm doing right now. So we have the detailed threat assessment on Derek K. Smart. What follows below the line is a privately conducted detailed threat assessment on Derek K. Smart about his activities around Star Citizen, his motives, and how seriously he should be taken. Normally I would put my actual name on something like this with some other info, but because of how fucking crazy and hostile this guy is... Nice preface there for a legally provided threat assessment. I'm not going to do that for a good number of reasons. Derek, if you read this, seek mental help. I mean that in the most helpful way I can possibly do so, from one human to another. I'll have the actual document uploaded elsewhere soon, but for now the raw text follows below the line. Detailed Risk Assessment Report. During the period of September 1st, 2015 to October 20th, 2015, a detailed general threat risk assessment was performed on the subject Derek K. Smart by a private entity. The subject, Derek Smart, is an indie developer who is currently carrying out a personal self-confessed crusade against the crowdfunded project Star Citizen. The assessment identified several key points of concern which should be taken into consideration by Cloud Imperium Games and the community. No items of any real risk were identified in the course of the private investigation, although a number of points should be taken into consideration as a larger picture as opposed to separate points of data. Detailed assessment. Purpose, meh. Scope, meh. Okay, techniques used. Archive data and the subject of this risk assessment was collected over a period of time and placed into a local, secure form of data storage. It was encrypted with a private key, kept in another secure device unconnected with the main storage. This data was then sorted and analyzed for patterns, both verbal and emotional, consistent to several sources on human behavior. These sources include the DSM-5 and comparisons with behavior patterns consistent among violent criminals. Because text is a poor indicator of emotion, in many instances it was assumed out of common typing habits, all caps, Okay. And then it goes on to describe the risk model, and the magnitude of impact, investigation and research findings. In short, this threat assessment assigns the subject a risk rating of 10. He is low threat, high impact. The assessment concluded that after an extensive review of his history along with current information related to his goal, it is probable that the subject suffers from narcissistic personality disorder and megalomania. That kind of follows along with most people you see online, myself included. That's not really news there or any real surprise. This conclusion is reached from having read many of his online postings, including his Twitter rant, in which he has said, quote, "Yeah, I saw that Chris was threatening to come back. Someone needs to give him a memo on the current space combat scene. Hashtag clueless." We're just going to move on a little bit here. We can also safely assume that he's likely very driven to achieve very destructive ends when it comes to having anyone compete with him. So, basically, this is I put in quotes, professionally done threat assessment of Derek Smart, which basically they label him low threat, high impact. Basically, a lot of noise, but not a whole lot of bang. And now, Derek Smart did respond here in this forum. And this posting is cropped up elsewhere as well. As soon as it popped up, my social media person was on it. It was passed along to my office, who then got legal to remove it. Now they're in the process of sending a legal request to both Medium and Reddit for his info, and we're going to get it. The writing gives us an idea of who we think is behind it, and for their sake, I hope I'm wrong. He also has it up on his archive.is and paste bin, which apparently they've had that removed. iLovecreamsoda, if you're reading this, what comes next is going to be glorious. I see you clearly missed the memo whereby it was made clear that I do, in fact, take that sort of thing seriously. Several people have had the pleasure of finding out just that in court proceedings. Make fun of me, parody me, meme me, etc. They're all within the realms of free speech, depending on where you live on the planet. But when you cross the line, I will be there to help remind you where that line actually is. P.S. We've archived the entire thread, including all your comments within. P.P.S. I live in Florida. Down here, we have the strictest anti-defamation laws in the entire nation. Look it up. So this is Derek Smart clearly stating that, yes, he's going to seek legal action. In response to that, iLovecreamsoda went and sought out some Reddit legal advice, in which they ask, are you in any way qualified or licensed to assess anything, let alone a threat assessment on a person? Why are you doing a threat assessments over a video game? And he says, I have professional security training and can assess if someone is a serious risk to something. Yeah, I assessed his claims and their merit, not about a game, but about his claims. I'm qualified in the state of Illinois. And they say, you in an actual report that you say you're an expert called him crazy and said he should seek mental help. Do you see how this could be a horrible, horrible idea? Keep in mind, I said that as an addendum to it, not a part of the actual document. I said that as a concerned person. I do see what you mean, though, yes. And then, is this conduct acceptable by your licensing board? Because people actually do have to, in order to provide a threat assessment, you actually have to be licensed to do so. So, is this acceptable by your licensing board? Because here's the thing, usually you are right and mere truth would defend you, but if that's his real name and now you have this detailed report called a threat assessment with his name attached, I can see some harm being caused, and it wouldn't shock me if you have a duty to know, or at least aware that this is not a thing you should be doing. So, and their advice is try and pull this crap down as best as you can. The problem is, once it's out in the public domain, this shit spreads like wildfire. Look at me, I'm doing a video on it right now. And, yeah, the original posting, here's what you get when you go to it. So this is the only site where I could find that the threat assessment that he'd posted is still active. I haven't been able to find it anywhere else. And this is the original, I believe this is the original area where it was posted, was the medium.com. So basically, we have some unknown, iLovecreamsoda, who threw his butt out into the wind, legally speaking, in order to write this threat assessment for Derek Smart. And I have to ask, for why? For what? What the hell was the purpose? What was the point? Because you know something like this, that you have to be licensed in order to provide, and you're not doing it at the behest of Cloud Imperium Games or any other entity. You're doing it on your own. This puts you in a very, very bad spot, because if this is, it has to be, you have to be able to prove this. Otherwise, it's defamation of character, and that's bad. That's really bad. Really, really bad. Okay. To you, iLovecreamsoda out there, if you're listening, why? Why would you do this? Oh my God. I understand that this guy is probably pissing you off, and he's needling you because he's trying to fuck up the project that you want to succeed. But doing shit like this is not going to accomplish anything, guys. It's really not, okay? Oh my God. Now, you're putting yourself into a position where he could possibly sue you. How is that a good thing? How is that in any way a good idea? I understand you're trying to defend that thing which you love, but it is a thing, okay? It is just a thing. It's not even a thing right now. It's still just an idea. Okay, guys? Putting yourself into potential legal actionable position is never a good idea, especially when you're defending something that is not your own. Okay, guys? Defending stuff like this and combating something like this, if it even needs to be combated, needs to be up to Cloud Imperium. That's it. Okay? Don't stick your neck out there, because when you do, someone invariably will come along and try and chop it off. Okay, guys? Please, 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 don't do things like this. You have to remember, okay, that Derek Smart, he's posted a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Some of what he said is actually true. Some of it's not. A lot of it's not. Some of it is. That's just the way of things. Okay? Yes, he may be a huge pain in your ass. But this is the wrong way to go about it, guys. This is the absolute wrong way to go about it. Because when you are attempting to combat someone and argue with them, doing something like this allows them to concentrate on the mistake you made and how you went about doing it, as opposed to actually combating your argument to begin with. Okay? So please don't do this. And, I have a few choice words for Derek Smart, too. He's not the, don't think you're going to get out of this unscathed, buddy. Because I'm looking at your TwitLonger post, another TwitLonger post you had, which, to my 5K plus followers, and you go off about the Star Citizen fanatics and the White Knights and all that stuff. And at the bottom, here's what took the cake for me. You stated in your TwitLonger, I am going to burn all their JPEG ships to ashes. There will be nothing left by the time I am done. Nothing. All I did was write a series of blogs, then they declared war. now we're at war. That right there, no. No. You were doing fine before. Yeah, a lot of people thought you were full of shit, and a lot of people were taking you seriously. But a lot of that also was under the pretense that you were attempting to get more information to people so they can be more informed about this video game and what's going on with it and whether or not it's going to be a pipe dream or whether or not it's actually going to be completed. That's how it looks when it started. And now you're to this, where you're saying you're going to burn all their JPEG ships to ashes. Okay, that right there, you're not protecting the consumer anymore. You're not protecting these guys that are watching my video right now. You are not protecting them by doing this. Okay? You're not protecting anyone anymore. As soon as you said that. What I would like to do is line up iLovecreamsoda right next to Derek Smart right now for these statements that they made that I've gone through over here, and slap both in the face. Because it's getting ridiculous, guys. Okay? And it's not just these two. There's also been a lot of people that have been attacking and doing stupid shit to Derek Smart, his Twitter feed, all sorts of stuff. It's like, guys, direct attacks here on a person and their character, character attacks and things like that on either side is not going to accomplish a damn thing. Okay? You want to argue? Argue with facts. Argue with things that can be backed up and quantified, because really at the end of the day, this is all online shit, guys. This is the only way how you're going to be able to do it. Otherwise, you're just not going to accomplish anything except pissing the other person off and making them retaliate. Which is what I see happening here. Guys, I love this community. I really do. I really like you guys. Most of you that watch my videos on a regular basis. A lot of you have commented in the videos and I've conversed with, and a lot of you are very intelligent people, and I hope to God that none of you are involved in any of this stuff. Because that just stuff like this, where you're making directed personal attacks at someone in any way, it cheapens all of it. It cheapens your own argument. It cheapens the community as a whole. So please just try to use your heads a little more, guys. Come on. I mean, we're out here to have fun, to enjoy ourselves. There is a great game that is in development. Whether it will be finished or not, I don't know. I hope it will be, but I don't know. Because, I mean, it's starting to look like, and a lot of people are beginning to agree with that, it's looking closer to, it's going to take closer to 125 mil to get the game to the finish line. There are a lot of different avenues to where they can go about doing that, even though Cloud Imperium says, we've got enough money to complete the game now. Maybe. We'll see. We have no evidence of this anywhere. But that's also, at the same time, guys, one of the things that so many people who are fans and followers of Star Citizen that are agreeing on, that's one of the things that Derek Smart predicted at the very beginning. It is. And my phone is buzzing. Okay. So you just have to remember, okay, that, oh my God, okay, not everything Derek Smart said was full of shit. Not everything he said is accurate either. But circling back, again, I know it's been brought up to me before, and I will try and break the habit. I promise, guys. I do have a tendency to loop back and circle back quite a bit, but dear God, just stop, guys. Just everyone go to their corners, take 5 minutes, cool down, and try and deal with this shit rationally. Because when it starts devolving into shit like this is when everybody else stops listening. And this goes for all the people that have been attacking Derek Smart. This goes for iLovecreamsoda, and this goes for Derek Smart as well. You have to remember that. Once you start attacking like that, nobody's going to listen to you. So there it is, guys. There's my rant. There's my verbal bitch slapping of everyone across the face for all this crap. This weekend, I'm actually, as I said before, I'm actually going to be purchasing into Star Citizen, so I can take a look at the game as it stands now and be able to give you guys a bit more informed opinion on where everything stands, where everything's at, and also be able to give you guys some cool footage to look at too at the same time as watching me totally suck and get my ass blown up probably a lot of times. So that will probably be happening this weekend in between Halloween and all that crap. So stay tuned for that. I'll also have a video that will be coming out here soon on... What did I choose this week? I'm sorry, guys. What did I choose this week? Sword Coast Legends. I will be doing a brief review on that, so stick around and check it out. You might enjoy it. And also, as always, guys, please remember to like, favorite, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, tell all your friends about me, tell all your family about me, tell your enemies about me, tell them I'm out here, tell them to go watch this guy's channel, either make fun of him, laugh at him, or whatever. Just, you know, keep spreading the word that I'm here. You guys have been doing a great job with that so far. I'm seeing new subscribers on the channel every day, which is, it really warms my heart to see. Thank you guys so much. As always, you're awesome. My name is SidAlpha, and I will see you guys next time. Hey folks, SidAlpha here. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you want to check out some other First Impressions videos, feel free to click on the link on the left. If you're interested in staying more up to date with what's happening in the PC gaming community, feel free to click on the link to your right. The subscribe button is down at the bottom. Please show your support and punch that evil thing as hard as you can. And once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.